Welcome back to the Sisters Corner with your favorite sisters. I'm Alero.
I'm Holly. Hi guys.
Hi. And
Happy Easter.
Oh yeah, happy Easter. We're kind of shooting late. So
yeah, like pretty
Easter.
late.
So as you know, we're bringing to you Married at First Sight season 12 episode.
What episode was this?
12.
Okay.
And it was titled Must Love Dogs. I said they needed to have called it Red Flags.
Wait, even worse than that, train wreck, like
Train wreck. I like that.
This is a mess. I also had that. You know, I had a couple of different names for this episode, but okay. So
unfortunately, we couldn't bring to you episode 11 last week. There was just some technical difficulties and like our schedules just didn't match. But really and truly, you guys didn't miss anything last week.
It was a mess.
This week, we are bringing you the tea.
And the tea was real. The tea. The tea.
All right. Okay.
So what we starting with?
So let's get into it with Ryan and Clara. So just a quick synopsis. As you know, they've just been married for over 4 weeks, a month.
Yeah, it's like 32, 34.
Yeah. So it's currently less than 4 weeks until decision day. And this episode was really about them settling into their domestic lives and just getting to know each other more. So just day-to-day living.
Right.
Okay.
For me.
Ryan and Clara.
Ryan.
Okay,
Ryan.
so just a quick overview with them. This episode, you know that their storyline is lack of sex. Like they're not doing it.
That's not about lack of sex no more. Like the relationship is literally disintegrating right on the screen. And it's so funny that they're both in like two different worlds. Like
before we go further, that's two different worlds. So in this episode, Clara decided to get both of them to do centric yoga. I call it sex yoga.
Yeah,
that's not the yoga that I
like she was trying to like hopefully get the magic going and
that's what she was trying to do. She was trying to get that chemistry going.
Yeah.
So it was meant to bring them closer and Ryan over the edge of saying, okay, I want to have
sex with you.
But it didn't pan out like that. So what did you think of them this episode?
I thought that Clara is so focused on sex and everything going on. As we said, it's still just been 4 weeks. It's okay if you're not having sex. But then later in the episode, we get to see where some of her frustrations is coming from. So I get to understand it a little bit better than I did before. But as Madame Alero with a crystal ball already said.
In this episode, Clara finally admits that every night she's been getting Ryan off. I was like, and she's not been getting anything in return. So I have two thoughts about that.
Yeah.
One, because initially in my previous review, I was like, I thought maybe Ryan was initiating
sex,
right?
but
having seen how he is whenever they're talking about sex, so even with this yoga, centric yoga, sex yoga,
he was so
awkward. He was so awkward.
It really was awkward.
I was cringing for him. Yeah. So it seems to me like she's the one possibly initiating all those sexual acts.
I can see where you're coming from.
That he will now be like, okay,
I want to do it. But it's just like, oh, thank you.
Thank you.
Oh, thank you. That was a nice meal. Thank you. Same time, same location tomorrow.
Exactly. I'll be there. That's
I see what you say now.
You can see the frustration on her face.
Yeah.
My girl is itching like a crack addict.
Yeah,
she's fidgeting.
She is.
She's got
like even before
when
they were having conversations, you could see that she was engaging a little bit. She was trying to like understand. Now she's no longer. You can see the disconnect is becoming pretty obvious. But right?
My problem is because we said it that we feel like she's not articulating to Ryan
because he's in a whole different world. Let me tell y'all. I'm gonna say it. I'm gonna have to say it. Ryan is so much in a crazy world of its own.
Another dimension
that when he had to meet up with the other guys on the TV show, except obviously the other guy that's not really a guy on the TV show.
Chris went there.
But the extra that we have on the show this season. And he was talking about, he was giving Jacob advice on how to connect with Alien and whatnot. And guess what brother had the audacity to do? What, like the pride that you must have been so much brimming in him to say that I think I'm the best husband of the show so far, even from previous seasons. I was like, brother, what are you thinking?
It's two things. Either he really believes it, or two, this is his personality, the class clown.
No, but it really seemed like it. But I was cracking. I had to like take it back. I was like, no. Let me see if there was like any face.
He said it with a straight face.
He said it with a straight face. Was like, Jacob should be listening to me. I was like, you barely have a marriage. At this stage, you barely have. At best, it's friends with benefit, and I'm stretching. You're two unhappy roommates.
It's friends with benefit. That's exactly what it is.
I can't even say that because she's not getting no benefit. So it's like two on one happy roommate and one mad roommate living together. Like at best.
For me, I was like, my mouth was open when he was like, I think I've done an incredible job of being an amazing husband. I actually quoted it. He said, I think the relationship between Clara and myself has been better than 99% of the people that have been on MAFS. And Jake would benefit from my sound advice.
Oh my God. The delusion.
I can understand where his delusion is coming from, because whenever we see them, even though Clara's frustrated, the body language, she's always in his lap.
Always in his lap.
So why would he think that
it's not meeting her needs, right?
Yeah.
And even though she said it in a little, like, indirect manner, she's trying to put it forward one way or another, she hasn't clearly stated that, Ryan, this is what I'm missing, or this is what is missing from the relationship. And I know that when they had the session with Dr. Viviana, she alluded to some of those things,
but she didn't
I feel like you need to go back and talk about it to his face. And that's why I was pissed with her at the end of the episode, when she later was talking to the girls and then she was having this outburst. She was having a whole outburst. And I was like, first of all, this is not helping your marriage. And knowing the kind of husband you have, this kind of conversation you're having with the girls is just going to push him further apart
when he finds out,
it's not going to make him even want to have sex. Now, if you were like 10 minutes away from sex, you've gone a whole hour away.
But you know what? In her defense, I feel like she just needed, because when you have that pent up frustration, I don't think she actually went there with the intention of opening up.
But we talked about the fact that there was a perfect moment in the scene.
There's always been perfect moments.
In the scene before, when they were talking, when she just got back from wherever she went to, I don't know where she went to, and they were talking on that, and it was kind of asking, you're happy in this marriage,
that was a door. That was an open door for her to be like,
have your outburst there.
I need sex.
Or just say something.
You just needed to have said, I understand that you have a deep connection with sex, but this is what not having sex is doing to me.
Yeah, and it's
where can we have a common ground?
It's not growing.
It's not growing.
It's not growing. If they were at whatever they were at before, they're definitely taking steps backward. It's not working.
Honestly, Ryan and Clara, like I've said, I keep saying this, either one, he's just not that into her, or two, he's gay.
Yeah. I don't know.
Just it. My only thing about them is they're in completely two different pages.
Yeah. I don't know.
Ryan's thinking they have the best marriage in the entire history of MAFS. And Clara's like, if I don't get sex, I'm walking away.
I'm working away.
That's just it. All right, let's move on to
May. The unraveling. Y'all know how I like to be
Mr.
talking about the unraveling called Jenny and Eric.
Yeah, Eric and Virginia.
Mr. Ultimatum.
Mr. Controller.
Mr. Controller.
Controller. Okay, so with Eric and Virginia, in this episode, so they've just come down from the high of celebrating their 1 month anniversary.
It was so weird to see how their emotions were so good last week. We're in love, we're on the same page, and how just messy and how.
So they were in bed talking about how amazing their 1 month anniversary was, and then the conversation now steered to their dogs, and then Eric was now like, his dog is called Trex, whatever.
I think it's Tex.
And then he was talking about how amazing and disciplined Tex is, and now he was alluding to the fact that Virginia's dog is unruly and needs to be disciplined by him. He basically made the statement that Rocky is not where I need him to be. And Virginia didn't take too kindly to that. And
I wouldn't, because you need to understand that people's pet and their dogs are their like babies. It's like, oh, you invest your time and your effort into that. So you can't just, after you've known me for 4 weeks, he's basically saying you're a bad parent.
Yeah, basically.
That's honest. Let's be honest. That's basically what he said.
And to add salt to injury, and we now found out that Rocky has been with Virginia through the most
some of the
rocky points of her life. She basically said that Rocky saved me. Maybe that's why he's called Rocky.
Oh, that's a good one. When I was Rocky, that's actually a good one. I give me a Rocky.
So tensions were flaring, and then Eric being Eric now starts throwing. I don't care. If you, I don't care about it. We're done. If you don't want to change it, I'm done. Like Mr. Ultimatum.
Guys, I am tired. If I have to hear I'm done, I'm tired, or I'm out.
I feel like Eric has placed himself on such a high pedestal of perfection, and he compares everything to his standard.
Everything he does is good, and everything she does, she's bad at it. She's not good at knowing how to be a married woman.
She's always pointing out her flaws. I don't think I've ever seen him, elevate her and be like, you know what, you're doing an amazing job. Like knowing where you're coming from.
There's always, you don't know, she doesn't know how to act.
Nitpick.
Nothing she does is good enough for him. And it's pretty exhausting and frustrating to watch. And I would be tired to sit in front of a person just tell me that day in and day out. And to be honest, you're not perfect. You're not perfect. First of all, your dog is not even perfect, as she pointed out to him. She was like, Tex does do some stuff that you shouldn't be doing.
Perfect. So, Eric was now throwing all this, I want to discipline Rocky. And then Virginia's like, it's not your dog. Because once you start coming at me with the whole tone of I'm a bad mother, I'm not gonna be receptive to anything you're saying. I'm gonna be
defensive.
Exactly,
there's nowhere to go with that conversation.
She was like, Rocky's not your dog. When he was like, well, it's half mine because we're married. And she was like, no, it's not. Having said that, there is some semblance, there is truth to what Eric is saying, because at the end of the day, if your dog is unruly, he needs to be disciplined. He can't be going around biting people. He can't be going around jumping on furniture and destroying things. But it's his delivery, it's his tone.
It's not even just the tone. It's the whole
demeanor,
everything. Just like
I would have appreciated if he had said, hey babe, you know what? You know how we've moved in together? I feel like our dogs are not settling in.
We need to train our dogs.
I feel like let's take Tex and Rocky to a trainer or something, so that they can get a good idea, so that they can get acclimatized, accustomed to this new living environment, as opposed to Virginia, your dog is bad, my dog is perfect, you're a terrible mother, you don't know how to raise your dog, your dog is
there was nothing it was doing in this episode that I don't even care that it was right. I can't even.
Do you know what I said? I said I feel like the dog is a metaphor for their relationship.
It really is.
Just as how he wants to train Rocky to be obedient and control.
That's what he wants to do. That's what I said to Virginia. Yeah, that's what I said too.
That's just the metaphor of their relationship.
It really is.
Remember the bit where they did a whole flashback to last night and they were arguing, and then Eric was like, you were gone for like 40 minutes.
I said, May, you even timed her.
So basically, I don't know, were they in the house or they went out?
I think they went out.
She disappeared for 40 minutes, and he went crazy, and he was basically saying that I was concerned about your well-being. I just want to protect you. And Virginia was like, it doesn't sound like protection, it sounds like controlling.
Yes, I love what she's
very, very intelligent.
It's controlling. And it was like, oh no, it's not controlling. I just want to stand behind your back. Man, walk your part. Don't stand behind my back. Jesus got my back. You walk your own part.
So she made a very good observation, because he was like, oh, I just want to protect you. And then she was like, you're a whole different person when you drink. So, really and truly, Eric is the one with the drink problem. Not Virginia.
No, but do you see how he slurs though?
He slurs all the time.
When he's talking to the guy, like, so what I'm trying to tell you guys is, it's like a functioning alcoholic.
Yeah.
If I go to the airport and I'm about to get on a plane and I see Eric as a pilot, well, I'm about to lose that ticket money because I'm going back home. That's it. No vacation. I'm jumping. Hey, listen, I'm telling you.
So 2 observations about both of them. I said that just analyzing the whole episode or since the beginning of season 12.
Right.
So to me, I think that what Eric needs to understand is Virginia has abandonment issues. She has detachment issues. So he needs to understand when she's talking about, it's not your dog, it's my dog. I don't want to move into your apartment. I want to stay in my apartment. I don't want to combine forces. I don't want to combine assets or anything.
Those issues.
Because I feel like she's so used to being let down. Yeah. She doesn't want to now put her trust in someone and then you let me down.
Right.
And then now I'm broken into millions of pieces. Right. So it's better for me to keep myself to myself, keep your stuff to your stuff, yourself to yourself, so that when things go kaput,
when things don't work, I can still
continue to function. Exactly. Right. And then I said with Eric, I feel like, did you see his ex? Have you guys seen his ex? Lord, you need to go on Instagram.
Oh, yeah,
she is beautiful. Yeah, and there's no way you walked out on her.
Eric even looks different though.
I think he's done some surgery or
it looks different too. Yeah, but but he didn't say he walked out on her. She cheated. He said every woman is being with cheated. So she cheated. We can automatically.
So my thing is I feel like also his controlling nature has it's a combination of his military background. I guess when you're raised in that background, everything is very militant. It's like a dictatorship, right? And then I think it's also from a place of fear. Because he's like, every time he's giving those ultimatums, like, I'm done. It's like, I want to be done on my own terms. I don't want to fall in love with you. I don't want to build this life with you. And then you end up tearing my heart out and stomping on it.
Fair enough.
So I feel like every time he's always doing that ultimatums, like, I don't care. I'm done. You can walk out if you want. I feel like it's coming from a place of fear, which he needs to address. He needs to go to therapy.
He needs to address that ASAP because she about to work out.
I'm not condoning it, but I feel like
it's too much.
There's some
too much
trauma and
fear
behind it. Yeah. One thing I wanted to say is this episode they had a conversation about mental health. The girls talked about Brianna was like she has 2 therapists or something, and then Paige was like, "Oh, I have a therapist as well, but I wish I'd went to my therapist before this experiment." Because Brianna was like she went to her therapist
before she came on the suit.
And then Paige was like,
that was a good advice.
And then Virginia was like, I think I need to get a therapist. So I'm happy that she's self-aware, that she knows that I have a problem.
Thought that she would have had a therapist though, because
that's what I was a bit shocked as well.
Yeah, like when she had the meltdown, it was a full-blown episode. It wasn't just like, oh, this is the first time I'm having this. It was just like a cascading, but it was you're absolutely right. I do love the fact that we talked about mental health, as they all said. It's something that in our community we don't talk about a lot.
It's a taboo, especially in the African community.
It's like, what's wrong with you?
She's going to therapy. That means you lost mad. You must have lost your damn mind.
But it's something that everyone has to deal with, and it's just.
I'm a big advocate of like speaking to somebody, counselor, therapist, whatever you want to call it.
For sure, it's much needed. So that was a very, very good conversation, and Paige is gonna be needing a lot of that. So moving on to Chris and Paige.
Yeah, let's talk about Chris and Paige. It's Chris Page. There's no more and.
There's no and.
It's like Chris, Page.
Yeah, that's ellipsis.
The best. So with these 2, I've decided that it's literally going to be episode by episode.
Right.
Anything either one of them says, especially Paige, I'm gonna take it with a grain of salt.
Even
smaller than a grain of salt. What's
mustard seed?
Mustard seed of salt.
Yeah.
But
she was speaking so much truth. I was like, yes. Then I was like, yes. And I was like, oh, it's Paige. Oh.
After the whole this relationship no longer serves me, and
I was like praising her,
having Bible study.
But this episode, she really, it sounded like, you know, she's had some really good reflection again. You know, she was talking all about.
So before you go further, so both of them didn't actually film together. They filmed separately. Yeah. So with Paige, we finally get to see her family. So her brother and his wife came to visit, and then Chris had his mum. And, you know, they were both talking about the demise of their relationship.
The demise, as I said.
So go on, yeah.
And when Paige was talking to her brother, she was just talking about... just basically some of the things she said before, some of the things I said, like, oh, she being in love with the idea of a relationship than the person in front of her. And then she was kind of like getting mad at the fact that, why is he getting mad that I didn't call him? Basically, it's the seeds you've sown. That's why some of the things are falling the way they're falling. And with a brother, as I think I mentioned to you, so I didn't necessarily want them to tear into Chris, but I also wanted them to point out to her that this dude is wrong for you. But no, they didn't exactly say that.
Christianity.
Right. Because their way is like, oh, you know, the pain is for a purpose and things like that. I was like, no. This is not where
I was not feeling the brother's advice.
I struggled with the advice.
So after Paige relayed her whole ordeal and everything she went through with the marriage, he was like, oh, God was preparing you.
Right.
This struggle, maybe it was for a purpose, so that the next person you meet, blah, 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 blah. And I was like, no, brother. This means that you're perpetuating the idea that everybody has to go through one struggle, one problem or the other to get to the other side.
Right.
No. I wish they had called her out and said, you know what, you're the one that walked into this experiment.
That's what I'm saying.
You're the one that walked into this experiment. You're the one that stayed longer than you should have.
For sure.
As much as God loves you, there's consequences to everything we do.
For sure.
And I hope that this is a learning experience for you, but you have to know that these were your actions, not that
that's exactly what I was also trying to say, is the fact that Dave devoid both Chris and herself of any responsibility.
Exactly.
How everything has played out.
And put the blame on God.
Yeah, at the foot of, which is something that now you can see maybe is a family thing. Because that's also what she's been doing all along, right?
So I see what she gets from.
It's very important that you understand that we have consequences for our actions. And then we also have control over some of the things. God has given us authority. He said He's given us
free will as well.
So you don't have to stay in this bad situation and keep thinking it's God that is using to prepare you for something.
No. Paige, it was your actions. Just take ownership.
Yeah,
both
Chris
of
was
you.
a bad match for you, and you also
you enabled
this also.
I was really, really happy that she finally came to that self-realization. She made some few comments that I loved. She said that maybe I fell in love with the idea of marriage so much that I lost myself in this process. And that's what we've all been saying. That she's been idolizing marriage so much that she didn't care who they put in front of her.
She said it. She was like, oh, you know, I'm just out here trying to break generational curses. Everything we're saying is just basically what she's been doing anyway.
So she said that, you know, when Chris now used the whole excuse of you didn't call me. She said he didn't even go the bare minimum to figure out our marriage.
Yeah.
Because she's the one that's been doing all the legwork.
Yeah.
And you now have the audacity.
He didn't even... Let's not even get to above and beyond. Like
you didn't even go the bare minimum.
You
didn't even crawl. You didn't even crawl.
Man.
You didn't even crawl.
No,
and then she now made a comment that she felt valued as a woman.
Yeah.
And when she said that, that hit me.
Yeah,
that really hit me.
I felt bad for her. I really did. It was such a sad moment.
It's a sad moment.
It really is.
To come into this experiment with your hopes, you know, to think that
she really got this.
She really
she's been made.
It's not even a stick.
That's what I was gonna say. I wanted to show. I was like, nah. I'm doing too much.
She didn't get no
This
stick.
guy didn't show up at all.
He didn't
show up at all. And
not only did he not show up,
it's so sad because a lot of men are like that out there.
To cap off with Paige, she said that she came into this whole and he tried to leave her broken, but he didn't succeed. The biggest biggest lesson that she's learned is to choose herself. So with Chris, Chris had a visit from his mom. Oh my god. So the mom was too lackluster for me. She was too lethargic. She was too complacent.
She looked as if she needed a nap.
She looked as if she needed a nap. She needed more vim. I needed her to come with more fire.
Even though she made a little statement talking about the fact that, oh, I understand. What was the word that she said?
So he said,
she's not picking my call.
And then the mom said, rightfully so, because you've put her through all of this. But that's where it ended.
The mom, I thought she would hold them to that flame. Just, you know.
She didn't.
Legs on the neck, on the
she just basically let him ramble on, and she was like, you know, I know you.
And it just goes to show what we've been talking about. Nobody holds this guy accountable, and anybody that even tries or dares to even move in that line of holding him accountable is like la 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 la. You ain't talking to me. Nobody does this. Nobody holds him accountable.
It wasn't really much with Chris apart from him trying to justify.
Yeah, well, the only thing that he did was like.
You know, the dog. Some of the men are new dog dads,
right?
So
they were just asking the men, like
they were asking them questions.
How does it feel being a dad to whatever the dog's in?
So this guy, they asked Chris. I do know what this. He said, "I don't give an F about Bentley,"
literally,
and he laughed. Literally. And then it now pans over to Pastor Cal. That was just like,
we don't pick the wrong one.
So rude. So rude. That's just.
Rude. So rude.
But you know what, Chris? You'll have a taste of your own medicine one day.
We're gonna go to Sister Ailey and bro Jacob. Jacob with the same shirt, same pants, same shoes.
I don't know. He was looking like a zaddy to me.
I think you're mixing the unfiltered with Jacob.
No, especially when they did that go-karting and he's, you know, Jacob is ripped.
Yeah, it is.
I have a think about shoulders and biceps.
The pants that you. So there was
Jacob.
When they were
don't listen to her. You were zaddy.
Well,
you were zaddy.
You need to listen to me. That's what you need to be doing. She's married, so if you need to listen to anybody, it would be me. So if I'm telling you what Ailey be telling you,
I have to elevate Jacob. You were zaddy. Believe it.
Jacob, I'm here for you still. I want to elevate you. I can't lie to you either.
I have to say, this episode
was the most relaxing episode.
Yeah, I have to agree. So, after their whole wedding anniversary, 1 month anniversary, Hailey was like, you know what? It's just been emotionally draining. I feel like we just need to relax and enjoy ourselves. And
this was that one episode where Hailey was actually trying.
I have to agree.
Not in her mind, because you know before she's been talking about I'm trying. I'm like, I can't. But this episode she actually was trying. Like you could see that she was really asking herself, like, why am I not feeling this? Like she was really trying to look for an avenue to make the relationship work. So
I have to agree.
I'm gonna give.
And y'all know I'm not a Hailey fan, but in my notes is what I said that she was actually trying. So they went go-karting. She's very, very competitive. It was nice to see that side of her. I needed a bit more vim from Jacob. So basically, the
like, say something to me.
What do you want to do?
Anything you want to do?
We mentioned this that we finally realized.
I finally realized what the problem is.
Banter.
There's no banter. You see how this is working? You see how
they don't feed off each other.
There's nothing.
So like Hailey will be throwing things out there, expecting Jacob to pick it.
Just the frog,
and it's cricket.
It's like cricket.
It's cricket. So with the whole go-karting, it was nice. They had a nice time. But now Hailey was joking, like she won the trophy.
Out there like, oh, I won the trophy.
She was like, how they feel about it. And then Jacob was just like,
nothing. He had nothing to give. He's not giving what she needs, and she's very, very
dry humor because she says many times that she doesn't understand when he's joking.
Yeah.
So after the go-karting, they went back home, had dinner, and then I think Jacob was now talking about all his exes, and he had weird names for his exes. Pumpkin Queen.
Do you think he made them up?
I don't know.
I feel like he made them up because the stories.
It was weird. So he was like. All of his relationships
I don't feel like Jacob has truly been in a relationship. I think he's been in one night,
2 weeks or whatever.
One night stands and dating that went wrong. But I don't know if he's actually been in a relationship.
But what I wanted to say was So when he was talking about all his exes, I think he said that Pumpkin Queen was the only one that's actually broken up with him. And then I needed more banter.
Yeah.
So after he said that, Hailey was trying to, you know,
delve into it. Like, oh, we got all the time. I'm cooking. Like, give me more stories.
And that was just
then,
it.
yeah.
And then later on, she was like, "Well, I've done all the
asking."
Let
me tell you, that thing is really a struggle.
It's a struggle.
I'm gonna not even like. Yeah. I'm someone that I like people to be able to vibe off me and talk. And if I like show you a little bit of a rope here and there, and you're not
catching it,
I can't do it. Like
I have to say, she really tried. So at dinner, she was like, "Okay, I've done all the asking of questions. Don't you have anything to ask me?" And then he now went off a tangent, basically nothing as similar to what they've been talking about. And he was like, "When was your last trip?" Or what did he say? They were talking about relationships.
Yeah, he could have asked us so many good questions.
And he was like, "When was your last vacation or something?"
Yeah.
And she was like,
Ellie was really trying to resuscitate this relationship with this.
This episode,
time of death. Wait,
episode 12.
Episode 12 at 9:53 p.m.
But you know what's interesting? I'm actually surprised. When they met up, they had a double date with Vinny and Brianna. And it turned out that Jacob has actually been spending time with her and her girlfriend. Yeah. And they stayed up till 4 a.m.
Yeah, I was very surprised about
that. So I feel like Jacob is also trying in his own way. But that whole banter thing, you know how they say that you might not be physically attracted to a person, but they can laugh you into bed. That is what Jacob is missing.
Jacob, let me tell you what, Jacob dried her out of the bed. Because he actually got her into bed. He literally, the dry humor literally got her running out of the bed. That's what happened. No.
She's a runner, she's a track star. That's literally what she did.
She's like this.
She's like, I'm done.
I'm done, yeah.
She made a good point that their conversations sound like interviews. And even before she said that, I had noted it down because it reminded me of my job interviews. Yeah, so, what do you do? Where do you go? Even my job interviews have more banter.
Because you're like, oh yeah, I did.
But
at least he knows the status of his relationship.
He's an acquired taste. And you know, it has to take a very unique person to get along with him. And that's just not Hailey.
Right.
Last but not least,
I don't have a lot on this one.
Brianna and Vincent.
They're okay.
You know what? I'm warming up to Vinny.
I told you. Their relationship is blossoming.
This episode was cute.
It was cute.
So Vinny's really into fitness and everything. So he decided that, you know, him and Brianna should go bike racing.
Right.
You know, something that they can do together and go on, which is really cute.
It's cute.
And it was nice to see her use the bike that he got for her. So, you know, they had a little banter of, I'll race you. If I win, you're going to cook for a week. And if I win, you're going to do 20 push-ups or whatever.
Something like that, yeah.
And, you know, it was really cute. You could see that Vinny did let Brianna win. It was so cute. He was behind her the whole time as they were cycling.
Yeah, that's the only behind that you need to be.
And, you know, when she won, she teased him, and I was a bit like, we don't know. We don't know. But
that could go wrong.
Yeah, but he's really, really starting to relax.
Yeah, and, yes.
You know, he's able to make fun of himself and everything. What happened?
Yeah, then she did the 5.
She did. Yeah, she did.
The only other thing I noted was when we were talking about Vinny. Apparently, the bike ride was not free. Was it the bike ride? Yeah. No, the boat cruise last week was not free because after the boat cruise and then
Vinny wants a sugar mama. That was a red flag that I put down.
I was like, and then Brenda was like, oh, so what would you like me to do now? Because like, what are you gonna do for me? Yeah,
my man,
mate,
had a whole list.
It wasn't a list. It was a book. It was a book. Because the camera, like they know when they do.
You know when they trail off and then come back and then trail off
and then come. That's what they had to do for the list Vinny had. He literally fresh off the boat because mate,
he was like, I want to go to Disneyland, I want to go to LA, I want to go to the cigar lounge, I want to go kart racing, I want to go sports event, I want to get a massage, I want to go to the zoo, I want to go LA. I think I said that. He mentioned all these trips.
Like no joke, guys, like at least 30 things.
Brianna was like,
I was like,
I might need to want me to take you on. He was like, yeah, just because he did one boat ride for her.
Yeah, now he wants the whole
And she was like, I was thinking more of a dinner and movie kind of thing.
Nah, bruh.
And he was like, no, I don't know. He was just exaggerating the whole boat ride.
Yeah.
And we all know that production set that up for you, Vinny.
Yeah.
I'm starting to believe what you said. Vinny ain't got a job. He ain't got a J-O-B.
No J-O-B. But yeah, Brianna gonna need 2 jobs to feed that man.
Brianna, she's an engineer. She's making money.
She gonna need a part-time job to feed that man. Do you see everything he wants?
Don't spend your engineering money on him. Well, not don't spend it. Don't finish your engineering money on him.
So,
he just wants a sugar mama.
Away from that, their relationship looks good. They look like they're blossoming. They look cute. I love her with her wig, with her braids are sweet. You know, she'd be giving like body goals.
But said that next episode. Dun, dun, dun. Y'all have to tune in to find out what happens next episode.
They're about to make it rain next week, but yeah,
they're cute. I said that Vinny, I was warming up to.
Yeah,
excuse me.
sure.
I was warming up to Vinny this episode. I mean, after the whole list of I want you to take care of me, I want to be a kept man. The bike ride was cute. I said he's very protective, but not in a controlling way.
No, it's cute.
It's cute. It's endearing. Yeah. I would have actually believed it more if Vinny was the one that said, I'm doing an incredible job of being an husband.
Yeah.
I would have believed that more as opposed to Ryan. I know we have to speak in faith and everything, but you've just leaped.
Ooh.
You have leaped from reality
not the fake
to an alternate universe.
Not the fake work.
I think we're speaking in faith.
Ooh.
You know what? Faith without works is dead. He's speaking it, so hopefully it will come to pass.
Hopefully.
So we're done.
But next week looks good because next week is when they do the old do you want to stay recommitment shenanigan. It looks juicy. We're gonna get some more shenanigan from Chris, a little bit from Brianna.
Pastor Cal came with all the smoke in next week's episode. So y'all need to tune in.
Oh, you devil. So this was really fun. Thank you so much, guys, for joining us. We love this. Comment below, subscribe, like, and we'll be back next week. Same location, same time. I hope so.
Keep it locked down, guys. Keep it locked down.
Have a good week, guys. Happy Easter.
Happy Easter.